Okay, so like I just literally just now, like the credits are still rolling on the screen, beat Doom, and I wanted to get some immediate thoughts out. Like it took me a couple days. Like I wasn't like just play like it I wasn't just playing it, like all day every day. Like I was playing like 2 or 3 levels and then like okay, I need a break because it's really intense. Like this game's way longer than I expected it to be for whatever reason. I don't know what my expectations were. But like there's 13 levels in the game and like they all take a good half hour if not longer to get through, especially if you're like collecting all the things, which of course I was. So yeah, there's Bill Fox. Ryan Fox. A lot of Foxes on this team. Production and QA. That's great. Sorry, the credits are on screen. And like this game's like stands a very good threat of becoming my game of the year. Like just everything about it is so good, and like a lot of people have been constantly saying like, oh, it's like the single player campaign is shockingly good. I said the same thing, like, because I really didn't expect it to be anything, really. When I first rented it, I didn't really expect it to be anything, and, like, within an hour, I was like, I gotta go buy this game. Like, this is a day one purchase, I gotta own this. And fucking every cent justified purchase, but, like, it's, why didn't anyone really have expectations for this game? That's, that's a little bit weird, right? Because, I mean, Wolfenstein, the New Order, and Old Blood were really, really good, and those were the last games that kind of, I mean, it wasn't the same developer, but like that was the last thing that Bethesda and id kind of put out, and they were fantastic. So why wouldn't we have expected Doom to be just as, if not like at least half as good as that? But like really, no one expected this game to be any good. So like the fact that it's like even more blows your mind a little bit because like you go in there with no expectations and it's like holy shit, this is incredibly strong. Like this comes out the gate incredibly strong. It hits the ground running and it doesn't stop. It like sprints the entire marathon. There, like that's why it took me a couple days to get through it, because like I had to stop and catch my breath sometimes. It's a really intense game, especially since like in the video I did it on the normal difficulty, and that was too easy for me. Like, I didn't die once, so I kicked it up to, like, hard, whatever, I forget what the Doom things are, like, normal is hurt me plenty, and then the next one up from that. That's what I did. And that might be a little bit too hard for a first playthrough. I mean, like, I beat it, but I wish there was one in between. Like that's always my problem is like normal is too easy and hard is a little bit over the barrier of being like this isn't a good first experience for the game. But like yeah, like oh, this is like a really intense game. So it's like it took me a little bit and now I'm done. I'm like I feel like I can breathe. Especially that last boss, which is great. It's such a good. Oh, the whole game is so good, and like, oh man, it's weird to say this, but it actually has a really good. It actually has really good writing, because, and like the story is kind of dumb. I mean, like I'll say it like this, it's kind of annoying that the story is even there. It's not bad, but the fact that it exists is kind of like, why does this need to be here? I mean, Doom famously has that quote attributed to it from John Carmack, who said, story in video games is like story in porn. It's expected to be there, but it's not really all that important. And, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think, games are a medium of advanced storytelling that integrates the interactivity of the player in with the narrative, and the games that can like blend gameplay and story so that they're interwoven are the best examples of what the medium is capable of. But like Doom is kind of in the other direction. It's an example of what the medium is capable of as like a vehicle for pure player-driven expression. There's almost no, authorial intent. It's pure, go nuts in this playground we've constructed, and especially back when you're talking about the original Doom, that was a game that was real. Another Fox, administrative assets. That was a game that like really got it kind of opened the door for kind of indie developers to and it's weird to say that because Doom in itself was kind of an indie game, especially by today's standards. But like I know plenty of people who game developers who got their start making their own custom maps in Doom. Like because the tools were there for people to just make their own maps, design like all the art assets and enemies, and you could customize your own levels and put and like enemy placement and item placement, and there's some really impressive fan-made Doom maps. So and like that's the ultimate example, but even just out of the box what it gave you, like it set up the obstacle course, like like the maze, kind of, and like you could just go nuts in it. It's an example of pure player-driven expression, which with like no barriers. It's you or in the game, and like what do you do? It's purely up to you, and that's the other like there's the intentions of the intentions of the developer and the actions of the player interwovening together, and then there's the games that like there is no intentions of the developer. It's purely player created experience. But at the same time, like there is the artistry to the level design and the layout and structure of the levels we're running around in, and the enemies and the placement of enemies. Like there are some really good set pieces in the original Doom. Where like one example that I always think of is two boss enemies, like the spider, the mecha spider, which is like the boss, the final boss of Doom 1, and then like one of the final bosses in I think it's like the Makarov or something like that in Doom 2. It's a Doom 2 level. So not technically the original Doom, but they're fighting each other, and like you kind of, and you can sit back and watch it transpire. You can get involved and like fight both of them at once. You can let them weaken each other down. There's levels where like you're just dropped in and it's just a horde of just a literal room full of an ocean of enemies, and you're given an invincibility orb, a supercharge orb, and the BFG. Go nuts. Like, and like there is a lot of, craftsmanship to the original Doom. But it's also very hands-off. It's very laissez-faire, just, play our game. So the fact that this new Doom needed to even pretend that it had a story is kind of like, but like at the same time, it's not trying to be the original Doom. It is irreverent of the original Doom, and that's something I really like about the story is like it idolizes the original Doom almost literally. Doom Guy is idolized. He is a religious icon, literally in universe. The demons like worship him as a like just unstoppable force of destruction, and that's something that's been annoying. Like people keep saying like, oh, this new Doom's a reboot. No, it's not. It's very explicitly stated that this Doom guy is the Doom guy from Doom 1 and 2. And it's been, 10, 20 years since those games. In universe, it has also been an extremely long span of time since those events transpired, and the events of the original Doom have, ascended into legend. And Doom Guy is treated less like a person and more like a force of nature. So it's sort of like it does very much feel like a fan game, because I don't know, but it doesn't feel. I'm pretty sure that no one who made the original Doom is at id Software anymore. John Romero definitely isn't. John Carmack, is that his name? They can't both be named John, can they? I have to be getting that wrong. That's weird. Neither of them are working at id anymore at all, and Romero in particular, like, Carmack was the tech guy. He made the engine for Doom single-handedly. Like, he is just some kind of, like, he's making fucking rocket ships now. He's some next level fucking genius or something. And Romero was the creativity. Like, he was the raw creative spark of inspiration that just, that, like, came up with all this insane shit. It was that perfect blend of the technical and the conceptual, and it made something really special. They made Doom, they made Quake, and they're not there anymore. And you can tell. You can tell because it doesn't have the fingerprints. As Nick is fond of saying, it doesn't got the fingerprints. You can't, like, that's, I bring this up all the time, is a product, even a flawed product, that has, heart, that you can tell who made it. You can see the author behind the words. That, to me, makes a better product, a better artistic experience than, a finely crafted, perfectly honed, sandpapered down, product that has been put on the shelf. Something that's been made by committee, and as this sounds like a criticism, and it kind of is, but I don't want, like I said, I really enjoyed this game, but it's definitely a game that was made by committee. It's not, a result of, a creative, off-the-wall genius that you can see all the, like, you can see the input that went into it, you can see all the interests. Like, the original Doom was made by 7 motherfucking dudes in college on their fucking, like, computer lab in between, like, D&D sessions while listening to heavy metal, watching a whole bunch of, like, 80s action movies. Like, you can see the fingerprints. You can see, oh, fucking Romero is really into this kind of music or this movie. Like, one of the Catacrus, the floating head, one of the demons in there is just a fucking beholder. It's just an enemy from D&D, and they just threw it in there as a demon in their game. Like, you can see the fingerprints. Doom doesn't have any fingerprints. And I feel bad saying that, but it feels like something made by, like 200 people. And those credits lasted a long fucking time. But, like, it's not disrespectful. Like I said, it idolizes the original Doom. It actually reminds me of in Star Wars The Force Awakens, where there's a scene where like Kylo Ren is sitting in front of the Darth Vader helmet, and he's like, "Oh, I want to be as cool as you, Darth Vader. You were such a cool guy. I want to be a cool guy too." And you can like that's just Zack Snyder going like, "Man, those original movies were so good. I want to make a movie that's as good as the originals. I don't think I'll be able to do it. I don't know if my movie will be as good. I want to be as good as those original movies." Like it's not the same, but it knows that it's not the same. It knows that it can never reach those, those that pedestal. That pedestal that it is following in the footsteps of. It knows that it has big shoes to fill, and it doesn't, reject them entirely and do its own thing, but it acknowledges that it can't fill those shoes. They're still stepping, but they know that they know. And that's the thing that I appreciate about it. I appreciate that they know exactly what they're making. They know exactly what Doom is, and they know what they want to make, too. Right. Not a reboot. I don't know why people keep saying that. It is explicitly stated in-game that this is the same Doom guy. This is the same universe. This is the same Mars. You know? Why are people saying it's a reboot? Like, that is one downside. It should have been called Doom 4. I don't know why it's called Doom. It should have been called Doom 4. Because it's Doom 4. Actually, it's Doom 3. If you want to be an asshole about it. Doom 3 is pretty good, but it's not Doom. It's very different. Like, Doom 3 is like a slow kind of survival horror-y kind of game. It's kind of a tech demo. It's not bad. It's good for what it is. It is what it is, but it ain't Doom 3. Like, JonTron had that video where he's like, Doom 3 is fine, but I want Doom 2 2, not Doom 3 2. I want the sequel to Doom 2, and that's not what Doom 3 was. This game is the sequel to Doom 2. This is Doom 3/Doom 4 for real. And it is dumb that it's called Doom. But, like, speaking of the story, it's at, like, the setting and, like, the narrative, but there's actually a lot of strong characterization, which is shocking because Doom Guy doesn't fucking talk. He doesn't utter a single line of dialogue, but there are a lot of moments of really strong characterization, and it's really interesting to compare that next to Wolfenstein, because, like, BJ Blazkowicz in the new Wolfenstein games is a great character, and that's another series where Wolfenstein New Order is not a reboot either. It is a sequel to Wolfenstein 2009. It is a chronological series. Wolfenstein, Escape from Castle Wolfenstein, Wolfenstein 3D, Wolfenstein Sphere of Destiny, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Wolfenstein the Old Blood, Wolfenstein the New Order. It's all one series, and it's all one character. BJ Blazkowicz is the same BJ Blazkowicz from Escape from Castle Wolfenstein that he is in Wolfenstein the New Order. It's all the same guy. And so, like, and the funny thing about it is, like, BJ Blazkowicz never had a personality. Even Doom Guy in the original Doom had more of a personality than BJ Blazkowicz did, because at least Doom Guy is character, like, he had the comic, which was very awesome, by the way. But even in terms of the pure game, like, that little face at the bottom of the screen, there was a lot of characterization to that. It would do that. Imagine this face at the bottom of the screen in Doom. And it's doing this. Can't stop it. Anyway, like when he would pick up a new weapon, he would get this like yeah face on. When he gets beaten up, he's kind of like he gets all bloody, but he's still got that determination to him. Like there's actually a lot of interesting characterization to that fucking sprite face at the bottom of the screen in Doom. Wolfenstein didn't have that. Like BJ Blazkowicz was literally just a health meter. He was just a face, and it would get kind of bloody when you took too much health, too much damage. And the fact that and then like the future game, like Return to Castle Wolfenstein, he didn't have, and it was nothing, literally nothing, even worse than Gordon Freeman. And then Wolfenstein 2009, he had a really generic, almost worse. I would take no personality over just. I'm an action hero. It's really gay. And then Wolfenstein New Order comes around, and the writing for BJ Blazkowicz's character in that is really incredible. Like, it takes this nothing character, and through almost no actual changes, like, it's very believable. It makes him this insane person. Like, BJ Blazkowicz in Wolfenstein The New Order is just a crazy person. Like, he's been fighting and killing Nazis for, like, 30 years straight, and he's just broken inside. Like, he's completely unhinged insane. And it's awesome. Like, it's so... and it's really the voice performance that sells it, too. Like, there's this amazing moment at the beginning of the game where you sneak into, like, the bad guy's castle, and you see this big portrait of the bad guy in one of his rooms. And he's like, General, you waste your paint. And, like, the performance of that line, it's like, oh my god, it's so good. And then later on, there's this part where, like, you clear this big set piece action shoot foods of a stage, like, right at the ending of a level, and BJ goes like, Nazi's dead, Nazi robot's dead, broke all your shit. And it's like, oh, he's so fucked up. It's great. It's honestly fantastic. Whoever worked on that game, whoever wrote that game, deserves a medal for, like, one of the best protagonists in a first-person shooter I have ever seen through almost no changes. It's incredible. And then Doom Guy goes almost the opposite direction, where again he doesn't talk, he has no dialogue, but his character is defined entirely through action. Actions speak louder than words, and they really do. Like the one everyone always brings up is like right at the beginning of the game, like Samuel Hayden is being like, "Hey, I'm here to tell you the story of this video game," and Doom Guy just grabs it and just goes, "Fuck you! I don't want to hear your bullshit. Fuck this story. Fuck everything. I just want to go kill things." And it's like that's actually subtly story. That's narrative. That's characterization through action. And then there's another moment where later in the same level where the same guy is talking. It's like, what you need to understand is what we did for the betterment of mankind. And in the elevator where you're hearing this, there's a dead body. And like when he says we did this for the betterment of mankind, the camera pans down at the dead body. And it's Doom Guy hearing this and then looking down at the fucking dead people. The collateral damage, the fucking disaster that has been wrought because of, it was for the betterment of mankind. And you can just feel the fucking righteous fury of this person just going like, shut the fuck up, punch, fuck you, break your shit. And, and it persists like that throughout the entire game. Like, really small moments that speak volumes. Really slight actions that make, and even like, and that's just by what the arms underneath the camera do. Even just that, and that's ignoring what is said about Doomguy by other characters. Because there's like 3 or 4 other characters in this game. There's Vega, Samuel Hayden, Olivia, and then the demon voice. And they all inform Doomguy's character too in the way that they interact with him and talk about him. Particularly the demonic voice during the hell levels, when you can find like audio logs in hell where they're talking about the legend of the Doomslayer, and it's talking about the events of the first 2 games and immediately thereafter, because the ending of like Doom 2 or Doom 64, it depends, is like Doomguy decides, you know what, fuck this, I'm just gonna stay in hell and kill all the demons so that they can never invade Mars or Earth or anything ever again, because fuck you. And then, like, the demonic voice is talking about how he just waged a one-man war on the forces of hell for decades and was winning. And the demons are, like, scared shitless of this guy. Like, they know that Doomguy's here, and they're like, fuck, fuck, fuck. Just slow him down, because they know they can't stop him. They know they can't stop him. They're like, slow him down. Slow him the fuck down, because we got shit over here. We don't want him over here. Slow him down. Until, like, the end of the game, they're, like, really desperate. And they know. It feels like they know that they're fucked. And there's a audio log later on that talks about, like one of their own, one of the Hellspawn, one of the demons, like, looked at all the destruction. Like, he killed a fucking Titan, which was a thing so big that there is an entire level in this game that takes place inside of its skeletal structure. And Doomguy fought it single-handedly and killed it. And that was before he got the Praetorian armor. That was just regular Doomguy from Doom 1 and 2. The Roman armor, in this game, it stated that, like, one of the hell demons, like, betrayed them, which is ironic. Especially, like, the lore in this game isn't bad. It's just annoying that it's there. Like, the stuff in hell is way more interesting than the human shit, than the UADC, whatever they're called. Like, one of their own betrays them, which is ironic because they conquered this planet that had, like, a whole bunch of badass warrior dudes on it, and they couldn't beat them until one of those warrior dudes betrayed them and helped the demons win. And so now Doomguy's fighting the demons, and one of the demons betrays them and helps out Doomguy and makes him even more badass and strong by making the Praetorian armor for him. And, like, oh, that's why it's so badass and mythical. Like, because you originally get it and you think, is this supposed to be the same armor that you had in the original Doom? No. But, like, you think it would be, but, like, in the codex, it talks about how we couldn't figure out how to make it work. We couldn't figure out how to activate it. It must be specifically tied to Doomguy himself. And you're like, oh, that's weird. Like, was it exposed to hell radiation or something and it just got bonded to him? Is it like, theoretically, anyone could wear Gordon Freeman's hazmat suit. And that's what you think it is at first, when you first start the game. But then it's like, no, this was a specially constructed armor forged in the fires of hell by a demon specifically for Doomguy to wear in his battle against the Hellspawn. That's fucking hardcore. That's fucking badass, and that also explains why when you go around collecting armor upgrades, it's from chips made from like dead super soldiers, because their armor is made of reverse engineering from studies of the Praetorian armor. Like it all, it's like I said, like the fact that the lore is even there is dumb, but it's not poorly written. It's not poorly written. I just think it's stupid. It does all weave together though. And then like Samuel Hayden will talk about Doom Guy, where he's like, I get it. I get what your deal is. You think we just have to destroy all of hell, everything, like not even just like destroy all traces of them on our. We can't have any interaction with them whatsoever. Just wipe them out. I disagree, but like that is really succinct, because like there's a moment where, and that comes across too, because there's a moment where because in that universe they're just using a whole bunch of energy from hell, like hell radiation, to power all their shit, and you go to this area to turn off like a power tower that's like sending a bunch of hell energy to Earth or whatever, or through the facility. And he's like, okay, we only need to temporarily disable this in order to do what we want to do. So you have to carefully, and as he's saying that, Doombat just fucking smashes the thing with his foot and breaks it. And he's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Stop! Like, he didn't get it yet. Like, he thought, oh, this is a guy, I'm just going to order him around, and he'll do what I say, and we're on the same page. You know, oh, he understands that this hell energy is useful to us, and he cares about blah, blah, blah. Make a lot of assumptions. And Doom Guy's like, no, it's hell. It's evil. You gotta kill it. You gotta destroy it. And, like, there's even this, like, funny moment where, like, it's the last thing you gotta break in that area, and Samuel Hayden's kind of smarmy about it. He's like, go ahead, do it. Like, set mankind back thousands of years technologically, send us back into the proverbial dark ages. Go ahead, break it. And Doom Guy's fist goes like, it's like, I called your bluff, homie. What did you think was gonna fucking happen? And then Samuel Hayden's like, what the fuck? It's so, like, shockingly good characterization writing. And that's something I always like. I'm always a big character person, and Doom Guy does have a character. I mean, it's nothing, you know, overt. It's not. It reminds me a lot of Samus Aran, actually, and especially in the Metroid Prime games. Again, actions speak louder than words. Even the slightest bit of, you know, body language can speak volumes, or a facial expression can tell you so much about a person without a single word of dialogue being needed. I play this, and I'm like, this is how Samus needs to be characterized. Through body language, through action, through expression. Not through 20-minute internal monologues about the baby. And that's how she used to be characterized, too. Like, in the Prime games, in Super Metroid, and Metroid Fusion, just fucking love it. Like, this game proves, you know, like, people defend Metroid Other M saying, like, oh, it's better than nothing. We didn't have nothing. We had some good shit, homie. You're just stupid. You're just a stupid homie. And that's okay. People are allowed to be stupid. Get the fuck out of my face. Anyway. Fuck. This is such a good game, though. Such a good game. And the other thing I really like is I beat it. But that ain't the end. Like, it's so, like, the ending is such a fucking dumb cliffhanger ending where, like, a character comes up and he's like, hi, I'm gonna be the villain in the sequel. Bye. And I'm like, haha, that's dumb. That's kind of dumb. Like it's not even a. It's the most transparent, arrogant. Like we're gonna make a sequel ending I've ever seen, and it's really silly. But at the same time, like we're getting some DLC for this. There's gonna be DLC campaigns. You can see it. The writing is on the wall. The writing is in blood on a fucking hell wall in the shape of a pentagram. We're getting DLC campaigns, okay? The trophy that popped when I beat the final boss was Knee Deep in the Dead, which is the campaign for the first episode in Doom, the original game. That was the shareware episode. Like you just get your floppy disk, you swap them, that's the thing you get, and then you have to buy the rest of the game in order to get all the other episodes. That's what we're gonna. Knee Deep in the Dead is what we just played. We're gonna get the other game, like at the very minimum, absolute least. We're getting Knee Deep in the Damned. No, what's it called? We got Knee Deep in the Dead. The Shores of Hell, that's what it's called. We're getting the Shores of Hell next. We are definitely getting Shores of Hell. I wouldn't be surprised if we could also expect Inferno and Thy Flesh Consumed. That's possible. But we're definitely 100% getting the Shores of Hell. For sure. So don't worry about that. I mean, like, whether it's going to be, like, a DLC kind of extra episode or maybe a standalone expansion like the Old Blood was for Wolfenstein, I'm not sure. But I'm very excited. I haven't even touched the multiplayer. I don't know if I want to. I haven't heard good things about it. I don't really care. I'm not a multiplayer person, personally. Why did it even need to have a multiplayer? That seems dumb. Wolfenstein didn't have a multiplayer. It didn't need a multiplayer. And that feels like a waste of resources to me a little bit. That feels like obligation to me. They went like, Doom did have multiplayer. We gotta have multiplayer in there. Do we have to? Kinda. I feel like they could have cut that out entirely and just put all those resources into concentration on the single player campaign and making it better. Not that it ain't already great. It's already pretty great. It's already pretty great. It's such a good game. Anyway. Holy shit. The marketing for this game utterly failed it. That's gotta be it. Like, that's gotta be the reason everyone's like, oh, I'm so surprised. Oh, and like, people are looking at gameplay footage and like, I gotta go buy this game. No one gave a shit about this game. I certainly didn't. I was ready to completely pass it by. Like, it was just pure luck that the Redbox had it. Like, I didn't think they would. And I was like, oh, let's get this on Redbox. I'll do a quick little video on it. That was my initial first impressions. Incredible. This is a game that needs a demo. This is a game that is in desperate need of a free demo. Because the marketing for it utterly failed it. I don't know what it was. But no one gave a shit about this game. The marketing did absolutely nothing to pique anyone's interest about it. Better than Mighty Number 9's marketing. Maybe nothing is better than fuck you. But anyway, I just wanted to get my immediate thoughts out on there out there on it. Very good. Doom. Rip and tear. See you guys next time.